This video is part 2 of our waterproof versus water resistant series.
So is laminate waterproof? Well, the short answer is no. Laminate has a lot of great benefits to it, including a great embossed finish that makes it incredibly scratch resistant. As a demonstration, something I love to do when I'm in the showroom just to show, I can take my keys and apply my full weight and not scratch the material. But the water resistant nature of laminate isn't very good, and it has to do with the way that the core of the product is constructed. If you take a look, you'll see that it's really just essentially MDF particle board that's at that core, which is incredibly porous and wants to pull the moisture in. So while it won't scratch and is great for high traffic areas, if moisture's involved, it's not the best choice. To demonstrate further, I'm going to show you how the core reacts with water. This example, we're simply going to dunk laminate into a little bit of moisture. Now that's not as long as it might sit if it didn't have, if it was sitting in your basement, you had a leak or something. And you can see that that moisture, as it sets, will start to discolor that core and soak in, almost like a sponge. And over time, that can create some mold and mildew issues and certainly can create some warping of the material. Next, let's talk about porcelain and ceramic floors and the waterproof nature of them in your home. When it comes to porcelain and ceramic, based on the way they're constructed, they're great no matter where you have moisture. And that's because water can't actually affect porcelain or ceramic. It can't warp it, it can't pull it into its core. The way it's constructed, you don't have to worry about the product itself. This makes ceramic and porcelain great for anywhere where there's moisture, bathrooms, kitchens, especially over concrete substrate, where naturally there is moisture in your subfloor when you have a concrete basement, or if you're a one-story home and it's a concrete construction. It actually can take that moisture, and because it's got the growth lines, it actually lets it breathe, so you don't have to worry about mold and mildew growing beneath your floor. However, when it comes to ceramic and porcelain, it does have grout, and grout isn't the best when it comes to moisture, whether that be something you spilled or water. Grout is very porous. It's made by mixing water with it. So when it interacts with water, it wants to pull that moisture in. And over time, that can discolor the grout. So while this is a great floor when it comes to water and moisture, just be cognizant that it's a little bit more upkeep because it's grouted. The next type of product we have in our series of waterproof floors is something that in the industry is called WPC. This type of flooring is a vinyl composite that's a little bit of a hybrid. So the top layer of the product is a vinyl plank, just like the vinyl planks we were showing you earlier. But it comes to the locking mechanism and the cores where the major differences are. As you can see, looking at the edge of this product, it's a much more definitive locking mechanism. And if you're looking at the core of this product, it actually is a vinyl composite with air bubbles inserted into it on a microscopic level, which gives the floor the ability to breathe and move, which allows it to feel more comfortable in your feet and capture more warmth so that it has a really nice feeling to it. However, there's a little bit of a downside when it comes to waterproof and this type of product. And it has to do with the fact that it has those spaces in the core. Now, in this example, this is a cork-based WPC. There are several on the market. The one most people are familiar with is Cortec by US Floors. And so when it comes to moisture, that air bubble core, if moisture's trapped beneath the floor, and because the locking mechanism is so good, it will be, especially with basements or areas where there's concrete beneath the floor. Over time, that moisture wants to escape, it has nowhere to go. So over a course of a couple years, that core is going to pull that moisture in, and long-term can create some mold and mildew problems. However, if it's got a cork back, that problem is magnified and going to happen much sooner. We're going to demonstrate further why a cork-based vinyl plank product isn't a good choice for somewhere that has a concrete subfloor. In this example, we're going to use a cup of water and the cork backing just to show you what happens when the moisture starts to settle onto the back. Okay. Now, if you think of a wine bottle, something that you have at home, you've got a cork in the wine bottle. Tip that cork over and you will find that when you pull the cork back out, it starts to get soggy on the side that's sitting in the bottle, and it will actually have pulled the wine into the cork. Same thing is true when it comes to this floor, and while they do try to treat it to prevent it initially, over time, if that moisture doesn't dry or have anywhere to go, it'll start to soak right into that cork. And this is sitting beneath your floor where there's nothing that you can do about it. Right now it's just damp, but give it enough time and it will turn into mold and mildew. And that can create some huge problems, especially for people who have allergies in your home. So Rob, if it was your home, would you want to put this cork-based product in somewhere where there's a lot of moisture?
No, not at all.
I agree, we should just get rid of it.
Be sure to check out part 3 of our waterproof versus water resistant series. And while you're here, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more.